Good. So welcome, Hyundai Onde Baoy. I don't see any of our mentors on yet, but I do see our candidates on. And so just wanted to pause and see if anyone has any questions or anything that you'd like to address at the moment before we jump into our lesson. Right, hearing none at the moment. Let's see. So we have with us today myself, Caleb, Deanie, Kathy, and Merlina. So welcome. Um, just wanted to also have some space in case any of you would like to discuss any Kiowa prayer language that you're working on translating or transcribing. Does anyone have any questions about Kiowa prayers that you might be working on?
Hone.
Oh, all right. Uh, I don't hear any questions at the moment. Okay, so let's take a look at our website and our lessons. Okay, let me share my screen and we can pull up the lesson for tonight. Let's see here. Okay. Can you all see my screen? You should see lesson 7.
Ho.
All right, awesome. So lesson 7 focuses on the first meeting. So these are question statements and responses that might be used when you're meeting someone for the first time. And we'll also have a conversational practice. And then you can see the link here to the study stack in case you want to practice on your own later. You can see the video there and then the file to download the lesson. So let me open this. All right. So I know this is kind of small at the moment, but so this first page is the questions and then the responses in Kiowa. And then you have the vocabulary and grammar and then the translations. And then you have the conversation options and then some note cards if you like. All right, so let me go here to the phrases. All right, so these phrases are all about the first meeting. So we have the first one, which means whose family yours are. So basically, who is your family? And then we have the response to that, where you would give the last names of your paternal and your maternal last names to share with someone else who your family is. And then the next third there is stating which family you come from. And then you have the questions that kind of get into, are you a young man? Are you a young woman? And then you have yes, no, And then you said you have what's your name, and then you tell someone your name, and then what's your Kiowa name if you have one, and then you respond. And then we have our help phrases down there. So that's essentially lesson 7. So does anyone have any questions before we get into practicing pronunciation? All right, so can you guys see the screen okay? Do I need to make anything bigger? Is it okay like this?
It's perfect.
Okay, awesome. All right, so we'll start at the top. And first off, let me just double check our Zoom room and see if we have any mentors joining us. Not yet. So let me share my screen again. Right. And that means who's your family, essentially. All right, so let's see. Who wants to go first? Do we just want to go down the list? I think I saw Caleb, I think I saw you first.
Hotel tip cụm này đó.
Oh. Dini?
Hotel tape go named.
Oh. Kathy?
Hadadal get deep go. Hadadal deep go neda.
Oh. And Merlina?
Hotel Depko Nenda.
Oh. Oh. All right, so now we get into the responses. So we're going to go to the second line. And so the second line is if you want to list the names out separately. So for me, I would say Redbird, Gaw, Wickland, Dape Goat, Nay, Daw. So for me, it would be Redbird, Gaw, Wickland, Dape Goat, Nay, Daw. All right, Caleb, want to try?
Ồ. Rất khối tệ gờ. Rất khối tệ gờ sai thôi kỳ tệ cụm này đó.
Ooh. And Jeannie?
Lucero ga mobile ma tape go named.
Me,
Oh.
he, oh.
Sate story. Sate story day. Tonka ma ga. Tumbling bear ga. Hungu silverhorn ga. Deep ga neda.
All right, and let's see, Merlina?
Post Ga. Redbird Depko Neda. Neda.
Oh. Oh. And okay, so let me get to the waiting room real quick. All right, I see. Who do we have here? Right, I see we have our mentors joining us. I see Grandma Dorothy, Grandma Dee, Grandma Martinell, and Miss Velma. Welcome. Onde. Double checking the waiting room. Okay, let me go back to the screen. All right. So for our mentors, we are looking at lesson 7 today, which is about if you meet someone for the first time. And so asking questions about like their family and if they're a young man or a young woman, what their name is, what their Kiowa name is, that kind of thing. So that's what we were practicing. So let's see, for our mentors, do all of y'all want to pronounce the phrases? Like, do we want to go through?
Melody, I can't see. Among other things, I had my eyes dilated.
That is the size of what you're seeing on your laptop is like looking at your iPhone.
Yeah, it looks like I'm looking at my phone, what I see on the screen.
Oh, yeah, let me see if I can make it bigger. Is that any better?
Oh,
Awesome.
yeah.
Okay, so Grandma, do you still want to pronounce, or do you want to listen and give us feedback?
I better just take a feedback because it still gets blurry at times. I can see it, but I don't want to take anybody's time. So,
Oh, all right, awesome. Well, glad you're here. That's awesome. So we'll be listening for your feedback. Let's see who else is able to. So Miss Velma and Grandma Martinell and Grandma Dorothy, are you able to help us pronounce these? The three of you.
Melody,
Ande.
I'm having throat problems, so I'm just gonna sit in tonight.
Okay. Appreciate you being here. So just feel free to chime in if you hear something.
Yeah. Ain't Okunda.
Oh. Well, I hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, I will.
And Miss Velma and Grandma Martinell, are either of you able to?
yeah.
Okay. All right. So we did the first 2 rows, or actually the first 3. So we are or actually, hold on. We did the first 2 and we were on the 3rd. Is that right? Lost my place already.
Oh, we were doing our anybody else come in to do the family names?
Okay. Oh. All right. So with we're on 1, 2, 3. This 3rd row here, which is Kiowa family names. They are is what it means. So Grandma Oma, would you be able to start us off, and then Miss Velma, and then we'll practice. Did we lose you? Grandma Martha now?
Okay, what are we just pronouncing it? First little block?
It's the second one that you can see there, the Kiowa family names, family they are.
Oh, is that Dave Goat Nadal, that one?
Paul.
Uh-huh. Our family name's Dave Goat Nadal.
And Miss Velma?
Hongu go Dobot Detgo Neda.
Oh. All right, so for me, let's see. Alpha Guiga Eneglu Go Nado. Let's see who is going first. Caleb, I'll pass it to you.
That good they go sang tonk ego. On that sang tonk it take go nado.
Oh. And Deanie?
Do we just say all the family names we come from or the most immediate?
That's a good question. Grandma Marthanell or Miss Velma, any of our mentors, what would your preference be? What do you think?
I think if you can think of all your family's names, that would be good, but if not, say your immediate mother and father's names.
Okay. And is it too proper to use ga in between each family name?
Yes, if you're describing them, you need to put that in there because you're linking them together.
Okay. Thank you. Mobiloma ga Apitone ga So odal ga Tanada Devgopnada.
Oh. Awesome. And Kathy?
Uncle, Sate soy dot bear. Sate soy de ga. Tankima ga. Angu ga. Depgo nada.
Well, Aiden could sleep in with Junebug just for tonight, then he could sleep in there, right, like we did last week.
Oh.
Junebug sleep in there, he could sleep in the
And
back.
Erlene?
Okay.
Pepper. Pepper. We're doing a show. He's the one that danced with me and Melody at Gala. So we have a show at a school right up down the road.
White Fox,
Oh, okay.
Gaw Vickland, Gaw Redbird, Gaw Post.
Okay.
Dave Goat. Yeah, Dave Goat Nada.
Oh. Let's see, did we get everyone? There's Carlo. Hey, let Carlo in. All right, awesome. Sorry, I had to stop sharing to check on the Zoom room. So let me share the screen again so that where to go? Okay, so that's the family, how to say your family names, what family you are. And next we get into some questions. Okay, since we have our mentors here, before we go to the next part of the lesson, I want to pause and see if anyone has any questions or translations or requests of our mentors since we have them here with us. I'll open it up and see if anyone has any questions.
Correct phrase, Hyundai Msaita.
Monday.
I think my question would be, it's kind of an open question, but I have heard before it's customary, or it used to be, like our way to, when you're visiting someone's home, you bring some things with you for whoever you're visiting. It could be fruit, coffee, flour, different things like that. But I want to know if anyone else has heard of that, and if there's any variations on that. Just that, I guess that's my question. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's a good question. Would any of our mentors like to respond?
Isn't it the other way around? When someone comes to visit you, then usually you give them something?
Yeah, I've heard it. That's what I'm wondering too, is because I've heard it done both ways, I guess.
Well,
Unless I'm remembering.
I know that if someone comes to your home for the first time, you give them something. Come to visit you. The reason I say that is because I've seen it, well, twice in my life. One, when I took my parents to visit this family's home, they gave my mother something. And then my granddaughter took me to visit this lady, and she gave my granddaughter something when she left, because I'd been there before, but she took me, so she'd never been there before. So and this is just been lately. I'm sorry.
What you get? Behind my refrigerator.
I'll call you back. I'll call you back.
Our protocol was similar to Dolores's. My grandmothers always gave somebody something when they came for the first time.
I agree.
And at this age, you're so humbled when somebody does come. it's such a joy when you can visit.
Oh. Well, that was a great question, Dini. Aho.
Thank you. Aho.
Are there any other questions before we continue? Okay. Very none. Let me go ahead and share my screen again. All right, so we're on lesson 7, which is called the first meeting. So it's all about phrases, questions, statements that you can ask or say when you're meeting someone for the first time. And basically to find out more about each other. So we did the first 3 here, which is about your family names. And so right now we're on this one here. I'm gonna scroll up. That means, are you a young man? So, and then we can say yes. And then, or actually you say no, and then yes, I am a young man. So to practice this, I think what we'll do is we'll practice the question first, and then we'll do the responses according to who we are. Or yeah. So let's do the question, which is, are you a young man? So I'll go ahead and turn it back over to Grandma Okukoma. Start us off.
Okay. Otto Gulim dog.
Spelman.
Otto Gulim dog.
Okay, so now it's our turn, and I'm gonna add Carlo, I'm gonna add you to the lineup, so you'll be after Merlina. So Hatokul Ibdo. And Caleb.
Otto Gulim dog.
Jeannie.
Hatokul.
We kind of lost you at the end there.
Oh, sorry. Hatokul dog.
Otto Gulim dog.
Merlina.
Hot the Google and the
Carlo.
Otto Gulim dog.
Okay, so did we get everyone? All the learners? Okay, so for your responses, we have no, and then you have yes, I am a young man. So we'll respond accordingly, all right, according to whether or not we are a young man. And so we'll have, if our mentors, if you could just read those 2 phrases, so like the no and then yes, I am a young man together, and then we'll go ahead and respond accordingly. So Grandma Martha.
Okay. Oh, nay. Oh, Dogula dog.
Honey. Ha, togula do.
Aho. Okay, so for me, I'm not a young man, so I would say Hane. And pass it to Caleb.
Oh, toguro do.
Aho. Jeannie. Jeannie, we couldn't hear you.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
All right. Kathy,
Honey.
Merlina,
Honey.
Charlie.
Ha, togula do.
Aho. All right, so then the next question here is, are you a young woman? So let's zoom in a little bit. So, cool. One more.
Oyo koi em do.
Ha, yok goy em do.
Aho. Oh, yeah, boy and dog.
Honey.
Caleb? Are you would ask the question.
He just.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh, yo koim do.
Oh. Dini?
Hiya, goy.
We only heard half of that.
Oh, I keep tearing it tonight.
That's
Hiya,
okay.
goy, do.
Oh.
I'm being antsy tonight.
Oh, yeah, go em do.
Marlena? Nina, did we lose you? Okay, maybe we lost her. Carlo?
Ha, hai goy do.
Yok goy.
Ya goy. Ha, ya goy do.
All right. Now for the responses, we're going to do the same thing. So if you're not a young woman, you could say Hane, or Hane. And then if you are a young woman, you would respond with that whole sentence there. So if we could have our mentors just pronounce the yes, I'm a young woman. Okay, so let me let Miss Mary into the room.
Oh, yo koi do.
Ha, yok goy do.
Aho. Okay, so I'll go. Ha, yakoya da.
Honey.
Dini,
Hiya, goy, do.
Oh, yeah, go do.
Erlina, might have lost her. And Carlo.
Honey.
Aho. Okay, now this is the next one is one that everyone has probably heard. Hopefully you know it. But we're asking, how are you called? Or what's your name? So go ahead
Heartland
and
call. Awesome. Cool.
Hatsoim ka.
Aho. Hatsoim ka.
Hatsoim ka.
Hatsoim
Happy.
Hatsoim ka.
And Marlena. And Carla.
Hatsoim ka.
Oh. All right, and then now the response is saying your name, telling someone what your name is. So, Grandma Martha.
Oh, your name and a call.
Spelma.
Velma ka.
Oh. Uncle. Melody. Come.
Caleb ka.
Ini
Kathy ka.
Carlo.
Carlo ka.
Oh. All right. So then the next one is also one we probably heard or said a lot, which is, what's your Kiowa name? How are you Kiowa called? So,
Hatsoim Goy call.
Hatsoim goy ka.
Hatsoim Goy Kon.
Hatsoim goy ka.
Hatsoim
Hatsoim goy ka.
Carlo.
Hatsoim goy ka.
Oh. And then, let's see. So the responses, you have several options for responding to that one. So if you don't have a Kiowa name, then we would say this next phrase here, which is Kiowa called, none I am. So basically you're saying you don't have a Kiowa name. So we'll go ahead and practice that one first, and then we'll do the next two together. So, okay.
Goy call, hey, a dog.
Goy ka. Hey ada.
Okay. Goy kan hey dog.
Goy ka hey a da.
Goy kon hey.
Goy ka hey ada.
Carlo.
Goy ka hey ada.
Oh. Okay. So the next one is responding with your Kiowa name. So actually we're gonna skip over the ka because we already did that one. So we're just gonna say this middle one here that you're giving your Kiowa name. So Grandma Martha.
Okay. So good call. Ma goy call.
Aoi gotong thai. A goy ka.
Oh. Okay. Gom get dog yama a goy kan.
Boya by king da a goy ka.
Da soy hey gum.
Top a goy ka.
Carlo.
Eneta a goy ka.
Aho. All right. And oh, these last two we already know. That's our help phrase. Hyundai. Sorry, did someone say something? All right, go here. All right, so does anyone have any questions in general, or do any of our mentors have any feedback for us? Anything we need to work on so far?
No, not really.
Word for kind, just going. And you say going to one speaker, so I think that word should be next. Right.
Okay, that's a little hard to hear you, Miss Marion, but I think you're talking about the pronunciation of the word Kiowa. Sure that we're pronouncing.
Going. Going. It's going.
Oh, Grandma Martha, are you able to clarify?
Oh, I'm sorry. What? Let's wait for just a minute. What happened?
I think Miss Marion is wanting to make sure that we're pronouncing the Kiowa word for Kiowa without a hard K, but more of a hard G or a soft K.
Yeah, goy, like goy.
Aho, Miss Marion. Any other feedback for us? Right, and do we have any questions from our learners or any of our mentors on these phrases? All right, well, who's ready to do conversation? Everyone ready? Okay, so this conversation right here includes language from lesson 1, this lesson, and I think lesson 2. So hopefully you have your notes. And so let's see, as far as our conversation pairs, let's see, so I'll pair up with, I could just go down the list, I guess. Or actually, Kathy, do you want to be my buddy? And then Kathy and Deanie. And Caleb, and then Caleb and Carlo. Does that work?
Oh.
Okay. All right, Kathy, ready to be speaker B? And I'll be speaker A. Okay. Uncle. Onde son.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I'm calm.
Get the account.
Hatso am goy calm.
Apple my account.
Hot little babe goat named off.
Soy ada ga Tankame ga Hangu ga Deep goat later.
Oh. They get yeah.
Oh, they get tired. Obaha.
Obaha. Aho. Kathy, so you're speaker A, and then Deanie speaker B.
Okay. Monday on the aim sign.
Ha aro.
Hiddle date go nate dog.
Where's the driving? Where's the driving?
Can you repeat? See.
Let's see. Hiddle dope. Hiddle date go nut. Hiddle date go nate dog.
Hi, Hazel.
I dated date go nate dog.
Lucero ga mobile ma de go ne da.
That's a aim calm.
Dini akan.
That's a aim boy calm.
Da soy he mgun ma akoi kan.
Let's see. Is that Big Goodle Day Dog? Big Good Day Dog. Is that right? Oh, Hatto.
No.
This is Mark. We're dry. Oh, they're dry.
Did we go? I'm sorry. Did we go out of order on the? We're on conversation option 1, right?
Oh, yeah, I think you skipped around.
Oh, did I?
No,
Okay.
no, yeah. Kathy
It's
skipped around.
okay.
It's okay.
No, I
A
mean
trick
it's
question.
good. She's challenging me.
Challenging
Trick
myself.
question.
Okay, so the last one, everything, it's good. Hey talk. What is that? Oh, so how? I forget. Wait, y'all Tom.
They get,
They get
yeah.
yeah.
They get yeah.
Oh, Omaha.
Oh,
Woo.
you did it. You did it. All right, Hita, I gotta switch over to my computer. So then I'll share my screen again. So Deanie, you'll be speaker A, and then your speaker B will be Caleb.
Oh, okay.
That me and who?
Sorry, let me share my screen.
I'm speaker. Let's see.
Yeah, Deanie speaker A, and then Caleb speaker B.
Oh, okay.
Here. Oops, where'd it go? Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh, cool.
Onde son.
Oh, Amar.
Hot so aim con or hot. Wait, did I say that wrong?
You're right.
Okay. Hot so aim con.
Caleb Akon.
Hot so aim koi con.
Boya by kinda a goy con.
Ha del dip go nada. I'm gonna repeat it. Ha del dip go named. Oh gosh. Ha del dip go named.
Saint tonk ego. Good at that go nada. I didn't say that one last time. I missed that one.
De get agya.
Oh, they get aggy.
Oh, awesome. Let's see. All right, Hita, I'm going to switch over to the computer, so give me a second. Does anyone have any feedback for Caleb and Deanie?
Good.
They did good.
Sorry, Deanie, about messing all that up. I just looked at it like, oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I need to know, that's how we're gonna learn and remember. So
Sorry, I'm pulling up my screen again. Okay, so it will be Caleb and Carlo. So Caleb, you'll be speaker A, and then Carlo, you'll be speaker B.
No.
Okay, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Okay, can you see that okay?
No.
Okay, when you're ready.
Honda all day, son.
I'm sorry.
Heart so I'm con.
Carlo, con.
Heart so I'm goy con.
And esta, goy con.
Hatero tek go name do.
Gukini, pegate, go, guto te, go, te, nedo. Te go, nedo.
They get aggy.
Oh, they get aga.
Oh, awesome. Let's see. I see Merlina is back. Let's see. Carlo, you want to do speaker A, and Merlina, you want to do speaker B?
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Whenever you're ready. Cool.
On them, son.
Post ga Redbird. Take up nada.
Hita. Merlina, you're at the top right here. Yes, you also.
Oh. Sorry. Ha. Aim. Auto. Um. Ha. Autumn. Ha. Autumn.
Hearts on con.
Ha. Or. Merlina Post on Con.
Ha on koi con.
Goy bato le montan a goy con.
Ha del it ko nado.
Post ga Redbird Dipgop Neda.
Ha they get ag.
Ha get I get.
Pound.
They get oh. Awesome. All right, let's see here. Marlena, you want to do speaker B? Speaker A, and I'll be speaker B.
Ha.
Okay, whenever you're ready. Cool.
Honde on day and son.
Oh,
Honde on day.
What's your name? Use your help phrases if you need to.
Ya taon.
I'll give you a hint. The first word is hot, so
Hata and con.
melody. Huh.
Hatso and goy con.
Gom gida gima akoy. Huh.
Honde on day. Wait.
The question about the family.
Honde on day and ga. Dipgop Neda.
Your first word is hot dadle.
Hot potato and go Dipgop Neda.
Almost. You're getting closer. Here, go up to your cheat sheet up here. Right here. That's what you're looking for. Say it again.
Potato Dipgop Neda.
Redbird, gaw, white fox, stape, goat, nadal.
Paw.
Hint, this is from lesson 2. Do you need a hint?
Paw. Ya taon. Everything is good.
They get, yeah.
They get I get.
Oh, Melody, that's lesson 3. I knew I was missing it. I
I'm
kept looking at
sorry.
lesson 2. I'm like, it's not here.
I messed her up. Sorry, Merlina. Okay. They get, or ha, they get, Obaha. Did we get everyone? Let me look. Okay. All right, so let me stop sharing for a minute. For our mentors, how did we do? You have any feedback for us?
You did good. You hear me? Yeah.
Yes, they did good. Just a little more practice on the sound, the tones. That's good.
All right. Well, we got through the end of lesson 7. So I'm just gonna share my screen again and we can look at a preview of lesson 8 here. Let's see. Okay, so for lesson 8, so what we'll work on next week is talking about location and basically things like where do you live, where did you grow up, where do you go to school, where do you work. So that's what lesson 8 is all about. So that's what we'll work on next time. And let's see. So I'll stop there and see if anyone has any questions for our mentors.
Honde, saatto.
Okay.
Fire has increased everything.
Which tones were you thinking need to be practiced, Marion?
That was just for a couple of persons. It's not for each one. But I don't know the name. I didn't look at the name. But you guys all did a good job. Excellent.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Hyundai and Saito. What are some ways that I can improve on my like remembering some words and stuff, or what are some ways to help me like know the word?
That's a good question to practice. I'll respond with my first recommendation, which is what my mentors told me when I was first learning, is just practice saying the words and listening to recordings and practicing, trying to follow along is helpful. And then I would say spaced repetition recordings is really helpful too. But I'll open it up and see if any of our mentors or anyone else, any learners, have any tricks or tips.
Talk to somebody if you can.
Oh.
If you can find a person or persons who is a speaker, that is, sort of difficult at times. But that's a good method. Just speak or talk to them, speak to them in the language, our language, practice back and forth, and just listen.
I hope. Good strategies. That was a good question. Any other questions or feedback?
Melody, I'm tired though.
Monday.
Um, could we maybe request like if we could hear our elders combat conversation option 1? Just to, to hear like their Kiowa name and, more of the, I'm gonna say more of the sound, but just, it's just for, recording in history, that so we can have it on there. That's just what I'm just implying if that's okay.
Well, let's see. For our mentors, what are your thoughts on that? I know Grandma Dee and Grandma Dorothy were just kind of sitting in and listening in, but I'll leave it up to y'all if you would like to.
Or was that? Excuse me, to say our Kiowa names?
I think what Carla was asking is if our mentors would be able to basically share a little bit about themselves, kind of your Kiowa name and your family in Kiowa, so we could hear it.
Well, my name is Pio Gema. And my grandparents, they didn't ever say they lived by Rainy Mountain. And they came occasionally to west of Carnegie. And they would say that they were going to, I'm sorry, I've got to clear my throat. That they were going to, they said, Pio Kema Aim a Banma. We're going to Pio Kema's place. And so everyone knew that I lived by the bend of the river, Washita River. And so the family knew who they were talking about. But neither one or no one ever said, that is your name. That's just what they called me. And so I went all through life till I came with this program. Then I decided, well, everybody was given their Kiowa name. So I thought, okay, I have one. Even though they never formally sat me down or whatever and told everybody in the family that was my name. Or you didn't have to. An individual could give you a name and tell you that's your name. No big deal. Or you could make it whatever you wanted to. So That's what I did. I just remembered that name, what they used to call me, but said they were coming to visit. Piokema. And so Piokema is Pioka is bend of the river. And it's the Washita River I live by. So anyway, that's how I claim my name, even though my paternal grandparents called me that. They're the only grandparents I ever knew. So anyway, that's how I got my name, or just took the name. Because I was called that, yeah, by my grandparents. And as I said, all through my life, I never ever said I had a Kiowa name. Then when everybody was giving their names, I went, oh, well, I have one. I just never used it. So anyway, if it wasn't for this program, maybe I would never said it out loud anywhere.
Oh,
Obaha.
thank you, Tiger. Oh.
Is Martha, can you hear me? Oh, okay. I'll let you go first. I just wondered if you could hear me because
Yeah.
last you didn't hear me.
Yeah. So what are we doing? Just telling our Kiowa name or something?
You good, Deandre? I gone there. I went to sleep.
Aw.
So yet that.
We're that boring.
Hey, go Kappa again.
Yeah, hang up by Paul.
Gonna doing yeah. You know, you sit there and just stare at one thing. What if I snored? I don't even know if I do.
How do you say snore in Kiowa?
Yeah, they ain't all they been.
Oh, okay.
It's so good to hear you talking.
Oh, Martha, I think give your, I guess, a little bit of your name, history, or whatever.
Okay, let's see, Ogu got my account. Not Juanita Randolph call. Her real name was Jacqueline Randolph, but I don't know where she got that name, Juanita, but that's why people knew her. But when I was small, we were trying to think of the name that my grandmother gave me, and we couldn't figure it out for quite a while, the pronunciation, I guess. Later on in life, I did find out what that name meant. And it was talking about a hawk. She said that was her mother's name. But since we couldn't find that, my Aunt Juanita decided to call me Ogukoma, just so I'd have a name, I guess. And I asked her once what that meant, and she said she was trying to give me the name of gold. Didn't think of that name, and she asked people, and they couldn't come up with that name, gold. So she just put those two words together because she knew that gold came from the gold-colored rocks, and that's where my name comes from, Omaha.
Oh, good. Take it tag.
Okay, my first name. My during the I don't know, the 40s. My grandparents raised me, but my grandpa was working on the railroad. So my grandmother, my brother, and I lived. They used to have those apartments in Anadarko, right east of where that jail is. And
Yeah.
so
I
so
remember.
so I guess my grandma got, you know how the calves before they're actually born, how they look. They're so I sure was telling, I had my friends, I had them come over because they my grandma I know she had a pot. I think then they used to boil it or something. I don't know, but I told my friends that we have a buffalo calf. I said, we have a buffalo calf. You want to go see it? And so brought him to the door, and then but I said so I told my grandma, my friends will want to see that buffalo calf. She bawled me out, but then my uncles were something else. So my uncles heard about it, and that's where they gave me my name, Callie. So that was my first, the one that I guess responded to. Then later I was given this name. I can't even remember. It wasn't my grandma, but one of my relatives gave me the name Aoi Gotong Tai. So in a way, it was kind of not very nice because I guess my father's sisters, my aunts, and while that family they didn't really come and see me after I was born. And then I guess finally they came to see me. So she gave me that name, Aoi Gotong Tai. So that's, and Dorothy was very nice. She interpreted as saying, speaking to her very softly, but it was which I'd rather have that part of it, that interpretation. That's it on my part.
Oh.
Oh, take it tag.
In 1934, I was 1 year old. They had a teepee set up at the White Horse Home Place. John Eagleheart ran it, Talanga. And my dad, White Horse, he carried drum, they said. And I got my name in there. And John Eagleheart named me Do Tiger Antagama. And they had a meeting until I was 12 years old every year on my birthday. I don't know if that had any I don't know if that's how they done it, but I was named that. She comes with good prayers. But it's just the significance of the gentleman that named me that I'm always so proud. He was from Cedardale, up in that area. Very good friends with my folks. Obaha.
Oh, take it tag. Oh,
My name is Mary Todd, and my name is Storm. That translates to 5 weeks. And that my paternal grandfather, James True Hatchet, gave me that name. But first of all, my maternal grandfather actually I would say step grandfather. And I was like, say, and when my sister and I were small, he used to call me O-L, which means like loud voice. And I often wondered why he did that because, I never did speak loudly. And, but I think maybe it went back to being probably a noisy kid or child, I should say. And then since 1976, my grandfather, James Tuhatchet and James Silvermore, bestowed the name Spotted Wings, which is Tolstoy, on me. And this particular name belonged to my grandpa James Tuhatchet's grandmother, and she was a medicine woman. And they lived at Tuhatchet Creek for years, since 18, whatever. I don't know. And when Fort Collins was first established, then the chief Tuhatchet moved over toward Tuhatchet Creek, and that's where they lived with his group of people that camped with him. And she was a medicine woman, but she had different people that would come to see her to be treated, or doctor, I should say. And grandfather says she was respected, and he respected her and his children. They respected her because whatever she said or whatever she told, or they followed her instructions, because he said that at times she would tell certain things what happened, and it actually did happen. So they did pay attention to what she said. Plus, he respected medicine doctor. And so, like I said, James Tuhatchet, my grandfather, and James Silvermore gave me the name in public at the Black Leggings get together in 1976. And that's it. Oh.
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 Oh, awesome. Did all of our mentors get a chance to share?
Melody, that's a wonderful little idea for a booklet with the names or how they were bestowed on you.
Oh, definitely.
Go Bayma is waving. Grandma.
I never heard of nobody being named Sapulma.
Oh my.
We call ourselves that when it's Sapulma. I'm trying to do this and I can't get it done. The humor was always based back at ourselves.
Hey, she looks like rotten.
Oh, let's see. Sapulma.
How old is she?
You'll remember when they'd say, Support Mama de Zelbeamdo.
Oh, now he died. Good job. She's 13 months old now.
Oh, really? A
Oh,
year ago.
Grandma Dolores, look. Grandma Dolores, look.
Yes.
Hi.
Look at your screen.
Or Grandma Dorothy.
Hi.
Dorothy, yeah. Grandma Dorothy, look at your screen.
Oh, oh goodness. It's Gobi, Ma.
Who's that?
Now, as a grandma, I would say all of you have every right to name somebody a baby, you know, and I should just look like a Gobi Ma when I seen her, ain't it? Oh, child. Tado tung bato, they tado tung bato, they baton to they open a cola. Say, chiku, chiku, chiku. Yeah.
You're winning over Miss Rachel. That's a big thing over here. Miss Rachel's got her hypnotized.
You been sick? I seen that.
She's got 6 teeth coming in at once.
Oh God,
Yeah,
he's sweetie.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll be down that way in Thanksgiving, and hopefully I can come over and see you, Grandma. Dolores.
Yeah.
You're over there. I gotta get your address. I need your address.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
It's empty. I forgot my own address. 305 East Texas.
East Texas. Okay, dang. I was on what do you call it? Kentucky. 305 East Texas. Right.
I'm right in front of the Apache, you know, that housing unit. I'm a little side street. It's a little Texas.
Oh. My aunt, remember Aunt Rosaline Stevens?
Yes.
She used to live over in that area.
Yeah. So I've been. All you gotta do is ask where the store to live, but they'll tell you.
Oh, I hope. Oh, wow. Woo. Wait a minute. Hey, Tucker. Yeah.
She's cedering us, I hope.
Oh. Let's see. Does anyone else have any other questions?
Dolores, did you see the pictures of Gosan?
No.
Where
were they?
They're on Facebook. I caught 2 of them.
Oh,
and
really?
I was saving them. They were good ones. You know, Scott, Mommy Dade mentioned to her in his writings.
Yeah.
And I remember her like it was yesterday. Seeing her, you know, and talking to her.
Who had the pictures to show?
Yeah. And there, it's on the Facebook. My daughter found them.
Oh, okay.
You could ask Linda if she can find that. It's really
Okay.
a good picture of her.
Oh, okay.
She
Awesome.
was the matriarch. She was White Fox's sister. Huh? Or
He
am I
was,
wrong?
I was his cousin.
Yeah, I knew there was some connection there.
And she was, let's see, Ned Brace and Lynn Brace's cousin also. Did you remember them?
Yes,
Lynn and
real.
yeah.
But in the later years, Mom visited with those on quite a bit when they were like the age I am. I remember that.
How many years, excuse me, Dorothy, how many years did they have armistice at your house?
I remember the stockade they'd have there, and quite a bit. But it never did. They didn't have it when Carnegie had theirs. You know, when it seemed like when
They had it at different places. They had it at
yeah,
my little White Fox. I knew after that, I think it went to where
they
to your house.
do you remember? You remember that flag they put up that where they had a blue star on a white base flag, and it was every Kiowa man that served, and there was over 100 and I guess 50 stars, but Jasper Sonke is putting it up, and the guys are helping him hang it. I wonder whatever happened to that collector's piece. And there's a picture of Gusetanma, Ida, and Miss Tennyson Berry. And across the way, you can see people like Esther Topa and all of them. It's really interesting. And it was a good windbreak. It was a good little place. It's right there at it was 20 cents to get out there on a bus out to our house. A lot of people walking. It was fun. It was war years. Marion, oh gosh, and where else? They had those were the two. The annuals they started at Moreau's at Binger. Then there was Camp Creek at Gracemont. And then it came on, and then it was at Boone west of Apache. Then there was Chandler Creek below Porter Hill. Then there was a Walters Powwow, and then it all ended at Carnegie Park for July the 4th. Those are the dance grounds I remember. During the summer, you know. I got a call one time. They asked me if I remembered Bird Legs, that song that was composed at Walters Powwow in 1949. She was Marjorie Tadenipper. One hit the kakong, so I don't know. I got so tickled I couldn't hardly believe that. Do you know when Bird Legs was composed?
And then,
It was
do you know it? I used to, but I forgot which one they call bird legs.
her name was Marjorie Tadenipper.
Yeah.
Really run too. She always win over races at Walter's Fellow. And that song, they called it Bird Leg Special. It was the same tune over and over. Any of y'all remember that? You two? Are you? Yeah, yeah. You know, I was thinking, Dolores, Marion, all of y'all, Marty, Val, Ruth, all of you. They were telling stories on November the 11th, you know, about different war heroes, and I like to listen to those. And it dawned on me, it's such an old word. I was going to ask Dane if it's probably in the glossary, but emkoitoteito. It's an old word for war stories. Koito. When they get up and tell their exploits. Have you ever heard that? It just kind of popped in my mind all of a sudden.
Did they use it? November 11th?
Yes.
Who used it?
Emkoitoteito. You know, when guys would
Yeah,
tell.
I know. Yeah, the word, but who was using that word?
I think it was Kumsa. Some
Oh,
related to Cletus and Evansray.
oh, okay.
And he was one of the first ones that came back. I think it was Bill Kumsa. And I remember he was at the camp, and they were all of the older Kiowa men were so interested in that, because it's one of the first. He was one of the first ones to come back. And it seemed like during World War II, the attention was more toward Europe, and we didn't hear too much about the Marines. And they're the ones that fought on the islands. We were so patriotic, you wouldn't believe it. Roland and Arthur Silverhorn, Earl Palmer, all of them almost like traveled all through the war with George Patton. And then we crossed the bridge where Richie Toibo and them took a pontoon across that Moselle River. It's really a touching tour. And that was Kenny.
Arthur Silverhorn, or was that MacArthur?
Yeah.
Arthur. His name was Arthur. His son's name was MacArthur.
MacArthur. Okay.
And then Chester Silverhorn too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chester was with the airborne. You know, he jumped out of planes. Gus was the tail gunner. And think of that, gosh. And they survived.
Melody, I gotta get off, the battery's going down.
Although mine always go out and then I just all of a sudden I hear calm.
Oh. Oh, Grandma D.
Oh,
Thank you. Well, on that note, we should probably close up for the evening. Let's see. Miss Marion, would you be able to say a closing prayer for us? Outside.
Hey, Doug.
Hello, Mary.
Oh, oh, that doggy. Aim key bumps on. Oh, the yellow. Mom, it ain't so it's on. Boy, get going, walk off. They go, they dog. Ain't the key. They taught it. Oh. Boy, son, boy, don't ya. Ain't more, hey, more, son, go, don't ya, ain't more. Go, home, yeah, oh, I get so bad, more. They go, God told it. They home, it up, you know. Oh, they don't tie, you get come. Lord, look at dog, he don't tie, don't go, don't call, don't side, don't get get. But they on they more hang go. They on the keep. They on the get tied on the dog. Dog on, ain't the key go. They keep. Dog on, dog, don't tie. Boy, son, dog, go, don't get. They more hang go. They go. Yeah, oh, boy, got get so it more hang.
Oh,
What but boy, what boy, but boy, they go. Go, don't get peak, yeah. And they keep they hoy. Boy, good. You got 8 days. Not told it. 8 days go. Not told it. Dog eat, don't like eating dog. They on they yeah, hide it. Dog side building. They on they get at them. They talk about it get at you. They go and go to the dog. I'm building. Dog eat. You know. Over.
oh,
Oh.
I hope.
Oh.
oh,
Oh. I get so.
Oh.
They don't pay off the phone down.
Oh. Hega ba oi long to. Hega ba oi tong ta to. Have a good evening.
Amar.
sorry.
Good night.
Bunta.